Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are working on page 25 of our interactive notebook, and today is all about subtracting mixed numbers. Now, because yesterday we put this page, we went ahead and put that in our notebook, we don't need to do any cutting or gluing today, so we will go ahead and go right into our learning. So, with subtracting mixed numbers, it's very similar to adding mixed numbers. The only difference is we're subtracting. So our first step, find a common denominator for the fractions. We see we have two unlike denominators, so we want to list out our multiples. When we list out our multiples, we find that 3 and 4 have the least common multiple of 12, excuse me. So the least common multiple is 12, so we'll convert both fractions to have a denominator of 12. 4 times 3 is 12, 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. So once we convert our mixed numbers to have common denominators, we will go ahead and subtract. Now when we go to subtract 8/12 minus 9/12, we realize that we do not have enough. If I only have 8 parts, I can't take away 9 parts, right? Because I only have 8. So what I need to do is borrow from the whole number, and then I will subtract. Now, this whole number we can break apart. So with a denominator of 12, I know that 12/12 is 1 whole. Okay, so my 5, it's still worth 5, but instead of looking at it as a 5, I can look at this as a 4 and as a 12/12 or a 1 whole. And what I'll do is I'll take my 12/12 and use it in my 8/12. So I now see that 12/12 plus 8/12 equals 20 over 12. My 2 and 9/12 will just stay the same. Okay, the only thing I'm changing is I'm borrowing from my whole number and regrouping so that I have enough to subtract. So after I regroup, I see that I now have 4 and 20/12 minus 2 and 9/12. When I subtract, my denominator stays the same. 20 minus 9 equals 11. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice. And I'll draw a little squiggly so I know that that is that problem. All right, 5 1/2 minus 3 2/5. My first step is to find a common denominator. So I'll list out my multiples. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. For 5, I have 5, 10, 15. Hopefully you saw. Sorry about that, Belle. Hopefully you saw that both numbers have a multiple of 10. So I'll go ahead and convert my fractions to have a denominator of 10. 2 times 5 equals 10. So 1 times 5 equals 5. 5 times 2 equals 10. So 2 times 2 equals 4. So now my new problem looks like 5/5 minus 3 and 4/10. Okay, first I'll subtract my fractions. 5/10 minus 4/10. My denominator will stay the same, so I'll look at 5 minus 4 and I'll get 1. 5 minus 3 equals 2. So my final answer is 2 and 1/10. All right, draw a squiggly so I know that that's that problem. So now I will look at my second example. 4 3/5 minus 2 1/2. My first step is to find a common denominator, so we'll list our multiples. 5, 10, 15. For 2, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I see that they both have a multiple of 10, so I'll convert both fractions. 5 times 2 equals 10, so 3 times 2 equals 6. Whatever I do at the bottom, I do the top. 2 times 5 equals 10, so 1 times 5 equals 5. So my new problem is 4 6/10 minus 2 and 5/10. Okay, I'll subtract my fractions first. 6/10 minus 5/10. I know my denominator stays the same. 6 minus 5 equals 1. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Which gives me an answer of 2 1/10. Okay, so remember, when we're subtracting fractions, if we need to regroup, all we will do is just borrow, just how we do in normal subtraction, except now we're just working with the fractions.
Teachers, pardon the interruption, but the entire building staff.
Sorry for that interruption, but whenever we see that our numerator is not enough to subtract, we will just regroup and subtract as normal. Okay? You have some practice problems to do, and if you need help, you can always come to our 1 o'clock.